I'm Neil.
And this is Two Bored Bartenders.
Have a drink with us.
Please. All right, so today we're going to make you a classic Manhattan, the 212 version of that, the Brooklyn area code version. So a lot of bartenders, especially if they have tattoos and a mustache, this is the original Manhattan. This is the original Manhattan. Nobody really knows what the original Manhattan is. You know, if you look it up, it's survived forever.
Yeah, I mean, predates, possibly even late 1700s, definitely early 1800s, mid 1800s.
Mid 1800s. Yeah,
where
definitely predates the martini.
Yes,
we know that
for sure.
Definitely
for sure.
Younger than the old fashions.
Yes, there's a lot of views on what it is, how to make it. There's many bastardized versions, if you will. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But for right now, we're going to build just a classic.
The classic 212.
So
we're going to start with a nice mixing glass. And then we're going to do, I like to build small to large. So we're going to do 1 ounce of vermouth.
And we're using Rittenhouse,
2 ounces of
amazing rye whiskey, originated in Philadelphia. Nobody knows the exact time where it started, if you will. There's, again, a little folklore as everything.
So the Manhattan cocktail, one of the few things cocktail historians, basically Dave Wondrich and a few others of us pretending, come up with is that it's probably from the Manhattan Club. The first known Manhattan Club recipe of it was actually a 1-to-1 version. So it was 1 part rye and 1 part sweet vermouth. And Wondrich points out that rye would not be actually the rye that we use today. It would not be quite similar to this. It would be a little bit different. And the vermouth, who knows, but it would be an Italian vermouth for sure. And they would have used orange bitters. As to the garnish, there was no garnish. Bartenders were pretty willy-nilly. They throw a cherry into a martini. They would throw a pickled hazelnut in a drink. They didn't care. They put sweet garnishes on dry drinks, dry garnishes on sweet drinks. It was the Wild West, so to speak. Sometimes literally. So we're just going to do a little orange twist on here with my fancy peeler, good for filleting a salmon as well as peeling an orange.
With the 212 version, most classically, most would garnish it with a brandied cherry. Tie back into Bottled and Bond. Bottled and Bond is actually an interesting concept. It developed in the very late 1800s. And basically 1897, when the Bottled and Bond Act, which is a U.S. law that was enabled, whiskey was getting very bastardized, and so the Bottled and Bond Act was derived, if you will, to make a more homogeneous system.
Keep it from being, again, the Wild West.
If you wanted to participate in the Bottled and Bond Act, if you will, you had to have, it had to be from one crop, one session, if you will. Had to be from one distiller, and it had to be bottled at 100 proof, 50% alcohol by volume. Then it was aged, and this is really the thing that's part of the stayed on for it. You still get Bottled and Bond whiskeys. They don't have to be bourbons. They don't have to be rye. It's just Bottled and Bond
Apple
whiskey.
brandy.
Yes, exactly. So 4 years for 100 proof and 4 years, and it's actually still today regulated by the U.S. government. That's what a Bottled and Bond whiskey is. We might as well toast these while they're nice and fresh here.
I'll do a little taste. All right.
So
just delicious.
How's it?
It's classic cocktail. I mean, It's survived everything.
Yes.
It's going to survive this too.
And like in episode 1, we also talked about the classic martini. This is a classic Manhattan. There are riffs, and I mean it's almost infinite. Yeah. Going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, every hipster bartender's got some sort of infused Earl Grey yada yada Manhattan out there, and luckily I think people are getting away from that and getting back towards making a proper Manhattan. It's hard to beat the classics when you get it right. Eventually you're just trying to remake the Beatles better.
Well, now, but I tell you what, that's something that I've always said when anybody starts talking about my way or the way or this is how it goes or whatever. It's like I'm a firm believer as a bartender that every great drink has already been made.
Yeah.
all we're doing.
Every great drink.
Not
every good drink.
No. Every
great
drink exists. Mm-hmm. And anything that I'm doing or you're doing or any of our peers are doing, we're recreating or riffing off of the classics, the greats.
It's not that you can't make a beautiful sour using duck eggs and Szechuan pepper spuma. It might be great, but nobody's going to be making that 100 years from now.
Yeah. But they will still be making Manhattans.
They'll still be making Manhattans. They'll be making these in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we're living on Ganymede in little domes when we blow up the Earth, we're still going to be drinking these. Yeah. God knows where the whiskey's going to come from.
Yeah, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
We'll probably figure that out first before we figure out anything else.
That's a good point.
We're going to science the shit out of it. Yes. Basically, we're going to be Matt Damon. We'll have our little rye fields going.
So a lot of old-timey bartenders, if you will, that are not necessarily with us anymore, whatever, but shaking
Manhattans. Yeah. Well, your first Manhattan, I'm sure, my first Manhattan, the Manhattan I was taught to make, really, but was just basically shaking whatever they had. I mean, Crown Royal, Maker's Bar,
CC Makers.
Exactly. These old man bars. My dad worked at an old man's bar. My dad's an old man, but he worked at one when he wasn't an old man. And you throw the whiskey in there. If you have bitters, this thing dust it off. The bartender's looking for it for 5 minutes. I mean, there's bars where it's still like that today. I think I was telling you this earlier, but this was my first measuring cup. This was my first jigger when I was taught how to make a Manhattan 20 years ago. The bartender that was teaching me said, "Oh, if somebody ever orders one with vermouth, then you want to get the cap and you want to undo the cap and then this makes like a perfect measuring device." And then you get still get a grizzled old guy coming in asking for cherry juice in his once in a while. And I'm it's fine, but what we have right now is more like it's not cherry juice proper. It's not that was cherry juice either.
Exactly.
Calling that cherry juice is like calling store-bought grenadine pomegranate.
Right, because there's no pomegranates ever even looked at store-bought grenadine.
It's sort of like in The Simpsons with the lemon tree. It's like, "Mister, this is country town lemonade. There's never been anything close to a lemon in here."
So, until episode 3.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ding. Coronavirus cheers.
Ding. Ding. Coronavirus cheers. Ding. Oh, yes. All right.
All right.